Greetings and welcome once again to Roman of the Empire. What in the hell was that? What's going on here, folks? You know, we come here each week to put on a pseudo-professional show, and it's just coming apart at the seams. You know, it's
somebody
things
clip
like
that
this.
as we come together to put on a semi.
You're gonna kill old Roman one of these days, guys. But welcome to the show. The numbers would at least improve. We are going to be talking a lot of pop culture stuff happened. Some stuff actually showed up today, which we haven't discussed in our pre-show notes. So we will get to that. It's a little shocking stuff. Shocking, I dare say. So, but before we get to any of that stuff, and before I don't press the end stream button, because that would be unfortunate, let's do our around the horn and say hello to the panel. Shieldwall is not here this week. It is his birthday, and he is on vacation. And what the fuck happened to Jacob?
The raccoons got the army out.
The raccoons,
the raccoons are winning
again.
this one, folks.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to my partner Shieldwall. Hope you are having a good time wherever you are, my friend. He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight. He is Joker voice. Welcome back, my friend. How is Arkham? How is Poison Ivy? And the rest of the gals?
Ivy's a cunt. Arkham's fine. The food, Saturday is taco night. It's quite nice there. And
Excellent.
Because of your announcement, sir, on September 12th, for the next month at Arkham, we are running the Fifth Element every night. That's right, folks. September 12th.
Is it
for the
September?
Fifth Element stream.
12th? Well, it's either going to be the 12th or the 19th. I'm actually going to have to. It's going to be one of those 2 days. What just happened?
Mando. Lions.
Now Mando's gone.
Dishes.
Sweet mother
Mando
of
has
God.
danced too
The
close to the
panel is
fire.
just dropping like flies tonight, folks. I can't even control this. Wow.
It's
And
like
everyone
we're
Mando
don't-
running
like we're in that
forget.
movie Unfriended live.
She's back. She's back. She's waving furiously from behind.
I don't know what's going on.
And don't forget, folks, plenty of scissors. Scissors.
Oh, okay. And poor Jacob, he is having a rough time with the internet tonight, so he is going to hang out in the chat. So my apologies,
No.
poor Jacob, on behalf of the raccoons. Bad joke about Joker. Here we are. His beard was once mistaken for a Yeti and trapped. It killed 47 men and returned to his face. He is Beard of Liberty. Welcome back, Beard. How are you, sir? Please.
And Joker, I'm right next to you this time, baby. Close proximity.
It's alarming for everyone
disgusting.
involved. I'm not going to lie.
Happy to be back and cause a little bit of chaos. Apparently not nearly as much chaos as some people are causing.
I'm
What with
sorry.
Mando and her
I'm
scissoring
sorry.
accident,
I'm
she just
sorry.
scissored
I'm
a little
sorry.
too furiously.
Yep.
No, I don't know what's wrong with my camera. My main camera has just decided to it just wants to shit on me today. So I don't know. Why you should
no
have a
one wants to
backup
be shat
camera.
upon. Wow, it's getting so weird early. He is the man who knows all the things about all the things. He is the unbearable 73, the tag it shouldn't be. Emotional content. Matt, welcome back, my friend. That is from Horror Train, right?
Horror
Train?
Express.
Horror Express. Balls, I almost had it right. I knew there was a train involved.
The great Peter Cushing, the great Christopher Lee.
That's right.
This is the unofficial third, or I should say bootleg. I didn't want to pay for the rights adaptation of Thing from Another World.
Yes.
Also one of the
It's
top
great.
10 favorite horror movies. I love it.
It reminds me not a lot of The Thing, but it was still I thought it was a good horror movie on its just on its own stand.
Yeah, they had to change a lot to not get sued.
Oh,
Basically.
a lot. a lot. Not even like kind of like the original. I won't go on. I won't go on because I can go on for far too long on this topic. Needless to say, if you haven't seen Horror Express, check it out because it's cool. Woo. And again, if you see me fall over someone, please call 911. How the fuck did Sammy get in the middle?
It's because for some reason I'm down here. I don't know. I'm gonna take this as you all. This is the patriarchy's fault that I am down here low.
Yes, we are
and
keeping the
sad.
woman down. We've got one, folks, and we had to put her at the bottom.
You're our bottom bitch, Mando.
You're our root. You're
I
our
mean-
Danzo. You know. You're our root.
I thought it was fun, though. Dang it! Squeak is gonna be so
Lord.
upset.
Musician, prostitute. No, fuck.
Go, just run with it. Sure.
Hey, in the Biden economy, he's got to make money somehow.
That's
you know?
right. 20 bucks, 20 bucks.
Right.
I'm sorry. That was
I
unintentional.
prefer man of
A
the night.
musician,
Sex worker.
pop culture aficionado, YouTube prostitute, man of the people. If you take a lot of that out, it doesn't sound right at all. Sammy, how are you doing, my good friend?
Roman, I am erect.
Because of
Nice.
the prostitute thing or because of something else?
No, a bee stung me, and I'm starting to get worried.
Accepted. You may need to see a doctor.
And because
stung you
of
down
September
there.
12th.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, God help
That's
us. She will tell you if this is the way. Books, games, or movies. She is armored up and ready to fight, provided her camera lets her. She is Untamed Mando. Welcome back. Sorry about the bottom thing. Welcome back, Mando. How are you?
Our very own keeper
I'm
of
doing
the
all
sacred
right.
fire.
I am back in my normal studio, and apparently my camera decided that, about 2 weeks away was unacceptable, and my camera is rebelling against me.
Well, don't let it happen again.
This
He is
is
the
why
drunk
backup
poet.
cameras are amazing.
I have no backup camera. I just have I have me. So if this ever goes down, then we'll just call
Yes,
it.
Roman himself is a camera.
That's right.
Where am I? Oh, here I am. He is the drunk poet whose mystical music has only killed one person, allegedly, that we know of.
Allegedly.
He is Dempsey. Welcome back, my friend. Good to have you here. How are you doing? I hate your background.
Well, I am doing very well. Actually, I've been having some health issues lately, and today was a good day. So,
All right, on
yeah,
that's
it's the little blessings,
good to
right?
hear.
And also, I remembered my scissors when I came today. I brought them with me.
Now,
And-
look what you people have done to him.
No,
He was once a normal man,
Just-
like any other man.
Just
done?
remember.
The
Just
Scissor
remember-
family accepts all, okay?
right.
Doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your gender
Right.
or your identity, we accept you.
Just
That's
remember
Well, that's it.
to
I
scissor
disagree with everything she just
responsibly around long beards. We don't
Right.
need any accidents.
Yeah, I almost cut my
Or
fucking
Or
head
your
off.
or your mic cable, because mine's like right up there, like snip snip.
said. Yes,
Right.
God help us all. Let's say hi to the chat before they all run away from this hot mess. We have with us Stark of Iron. Hello, sir. Good to have you out there. My good friend Tom from Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Always good to have Tom with us. Interesting, Rocky Raccoon, who apparently he and his ilk have taken out poor Jacob Ironside, but it's good to have you with us. Invader Zim, love to have you out there, Zim. Zim is awesome. Jacob, who abandoned us because of the raccoon invasion. The IJP Mexican. I don't know what's going on either, IJP.
Hello,
It's,
IJP.
it's time for everyone. The ever-loving Boosh McFadden. Welcome, my
Boosh.
friend. And I think that is it for the chat right now. I'm sure I will miss it, and I don't have Shieldwall to help guide this tonight.
Shieldwall.
So if anybody sees a funny comment that I have not gotten, please bring her
Oh,
up.
I will.
I want to start the show with a joke because we need to go into a semi-serious topic after this. The joke, oddly enough, is this man. So the way I look at this, at the risk of being mildly political, it's a retard wearing a t-shirt with a retard on it. I guess we would call that double retard. I fucking hate Stephen King so fucking much.
Yeah, total retard.
You need to
Total
remember,
retard.
his brain's probably been replaced with like the residue of cocaine a long time ago. So,
I mean, he was a longtime alcoholic who got hit by like a timber truck. Let's give him a break.
You know, and as far as the cocaine goes, let's just say the 80s with their model of cocaine and capitalism, some of the best films ever made. Hollywood needs more coke, less woke.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, when you got like 1980s George Romero telling you to calm the fuck down.
We're going to just take a quick look at the box office that was. Deadpool and Wolverine obviously ruled the day. Something I've never heard of. Twisters is still hanging in there. And then there's this other one. We're going to talk about this. Go ahead.
I will say this. Okay. I am happy to say that I've been wrong. At the start of the year, I said there was not going to be any film to reach the $1 billion mark. There have been 2 so far. Sadly to say, they're both from Disney, but this is good for the movie theater industry. These
unlike, say,
that they
Borderlands, which wasn't.
These are, these are wins that the movie theater industry needs. They need something that brings people to buy.
So Despicable Me 4, which I didn't know existed, Trap, which I've never heard of, Inside Out, which I knew also has done booming business, which I haven't seen.
Yes.
Harold and the Purple Crayon, I don't know what the fuck that's about. Cuckoo, nope. Long Legs, which I knew existed, that rounds out your top 10. Like I said,
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's latest bad movie.
I didn't know he had another film out.
Yeah.
I'm sure it must be awesome.
Last week on our stream. Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't know he had another one out there. Didn't know it was there. Here's the, we don't generally do kind of down stories on the channel, but this is something that we talked about a while back, and we need to revisit it now because of some of the revelations that have come to light. Get the fuck off my screen. Not you, Matthew Perry, but this. So 5 people have been charged in the investigation now of his death. It wasn't just an overdose. There was a gang of 5 here who were apparently just kind of giving him the ketamine, which is what killed him. He had an actual knock you out in the operating room level in his system when he drowned in his hot tub. One of the worst ones in here, and there was a quote. One doctor in a text message, I wonder how much this moron will pay. Let's find out. Gosh.
Okay.
Damn.
I want to say before
terrible.
I have no sympathy for him. The dude was a multimillionaire. He could have went to rehab multiple times. At some point in your life, you got to accept the degree of responsibility for it. Okay. I mean, and I'm speaking as a person
I will say yes and no to, those are my notes for those of you who are interested in my notes, and you're probably not. There's fucking retard again. So my yes to kind of the initial part of that. After a point, when the drunk is at the bar and he's drunk and you keep buying him drinks, he's not in control of that evolution anymore. He got there, he got drunk.
No, he's had chemical dependency his entire life.
But I want to point this out, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to say people are meant to die, but like sometimes the predator gets the prey, right? And this guy, if you're gonna, I mean, I don't want anyone to die stupidly or whatever, you know? Like, I mean, I've made a hint of this. I'm in remission for mental illness. I was suicidal ideation at one point. You know, you got to accept a degree of responsibility for your life to fix it with the mental health and addiction problems. And that's why I don't have sympathy for him, because the guy's like my age or older, has the resources to get the help, and chose not to for how many years.
Okay, right? But when your medical professionals are abusing that, I mean...
But okay, but think of it this way. Okay, I'm not saying they shouldn't go to jail, but fine, these 5 doctors or whatever, right? But how many other rich people how many other sets of doctors feed them ketamine and fentanyl and all that sort of stuff, and they don't care? I mean, they only care because these doctors could have killed them, not because they actually did something bad, but because these doctors could have killed them too. That's why they're going after these doctors, not because they actually care about Matthew Perry. These sociopathic, rich leftists don't care about anything other than living in their mansions, getting their drugs, having sex with their underage girls who are like their little, like their harem, basically, right? Their groupies. They'd have no, and then not all rich people are bad, but this type of wealthy, out of touch, mostly leftist, the Epstein style client style, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I don't have sympathy for them, and they're not going after these doctors because oh my God, Matthew Perry suffered so much. They're going to because there were probably other clients who they were doing that to, who were like, wait a minute, they could have killed me too. And that's why they're going after these people.
One thing I'll say about Perry, he wasn't a swimmer.
Ooh, that was terrible. That was particularly bad. So like I said, I can agree up to a point, but I can't go full on with.
That's like when Michael Jackson died of all the overdoses from doctors, right? And they went after his doctors for the same reason, right? You know what I mean? So and they didn't do it because anyone cared about Michael Jackson. They did it because these doctors probably were doping up a whole bunch of other clients, and they were like, "Oh my God, they could have killed me too." Over and over again, every year someone does this. There was someone a couple years ago where a doctor went to jail. Another celebrity OD'd on something. I don't remember who it was because it's like a common thing now. Celebrity OD, doctors go to jail.
Well,
I'm angry about it because
to me, it's
up our country. The ones who would, these out of touch leftists, like rich elites.
This is a different situation than a kid buying heroin on the street and ODing. This was the kid. It's tragic and it's horrible. But the kid went and did that. This was them bringing it to him. I guess I don't know. It's not as easy for me as it's just Matthew Perry bad. He was weak. He was weak. There's no question about that.
They should go to jail, right? But I'm just saying, don't mistake. They're not punishing them as doctors because of the evil they did to Matthew Perry. They're punishing because they said, "Oh my God, they could have done that to us too." Yeah.
So,
or put it another way,
how
many less famous people than Matthew Perry did they have to kill, and they got away with it?
Well, I don't know if they could afford it actually, but like I said, I just wanted to. It was an interesting turn in this thing in that it wasn't what everyone initially thought it was. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, at least briefly.
Right.
So here we are. Alien Romulus is out today, and I've heard a mixed bag on this one. Vex liked it. Now, but also to qualify some of these statements, people are saying it's either their third, which I get, that's a very low bar, or fourth favorite Alien movie, which is absurd because fourth means that something else was in front of it. And for me, everything after Aliens was not good. This is from the promo for the film. I think it's funny. And it's
great. That's a great.
You don't get to see things like this. Yeah. It's just really cool. So I thought that was pretty fun. But like I said, people have been, it's because like Gary, our friend Gary over at Neurotic did not dig the movie. He said it was an average film with I think he said full retard third act, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, it's been a mixed bag amongst our group of friends. I really wanted this movie to be great. I never assumed it would be as good as Alien or Aliens because that's an incredibly high bar.
Yeah.
But beating the other ones isn't that difficult. But I want it to be just a movie that I'd like to own and have in my collection. I want it to be that good of a movie and not just something I rent and go, all right. I won't be watching that ever again, which is pretty much all the other films.
Right.
And I know the director guy was the buildup for this was good because the director, the way he was talking it, he really wanted, I mean, with the practical effects and the horror aspects of the movie,
Right.
a
real set. Yeah.
Seemed to be on the right approach. Now,
Right.
until I see it myself, I can't speak with any authority on any of this stuff because that's, these are other people's opinions. Joker.
Right here. I'm right here. Calm down.
You
can't just do that to me.
If he can't see you, he thinks you don't exist.
It's true.
Object permanence thing, he'll get it.
So,
I don't have it.
I haven't seen Alien
Sorry, hyenas were
yet.
Right.
But
Sorry,
I did
hyenas were running around.
The headline I saw that piqued my interest was the fact that they sought a lot of influence from the Alien Isolation video game from a couple years back, which was incredibly well received, and some people believe should have been the actual true sequel to the original Alien movie.
Right.
Just hope that this is an actual science fiction film that explores all the interesting concepts of science fiction in Alien, and isn't just another sort of schlocky shoot 'em up horror film, action horror film. That's what I hope.
I'd really prefer more of an action like an Aliens versus more sci-fi personally. But that's just me. I don't particularly care for sci-fi. It's okay. But I prefer the action shoot 'em up.
No, you're allowed to like what you like.
Unless it's the Fifth Element.
Yeah, Fifth Element and Event Horizon.
Not watch it at all. Nosferatu,
What up,
the
Nos?
vampire. It is good to see you, great lord of the undead. Always good to see you out there, my
Sexy
friend.
beast.
And yes, Roman versus object permanence. Yes, that's a thing. It's a real thing. It hasn't gotten better as I have gotten older, which it's horrifying. So yeah, I don't know what to think on this whole the Alien Robinos thing. Now I'm gonna have to go, which means I have to leave my house. What just happened? Did we lose Mando?
Mando. Yeah.
God
Mando.
damn it!
Lions. Lions.
The aliens got Mando.
Lions.
Mando is fighting off lions right now in our
And she may. Oh, I don't know what's going on. There's part of a
With
Mando.
fire.
She's trying real hard. She's trying real hard to come back to us.
I'm trying.
Don't go into the light, Mando.
I'm going the light, man. I don't know what the heck is the problem. Oh,
It's all the fire.
I leave my studio for a couple of weeks, and my studio hates me now.
It's like when you leave your
Your
dog
studio
at
is
a dog
possessed
sitter
by
for
like
too long.
poltergeist lions.
Right.
Probably.
It's been on vacation. It's his
Probably.
first day back from vacation. Cut it some slack.
Oh,
Gotta
Yeah, it's a little
readapt
rusty.
for it.
It's fine.
That's right.
goodness.
You got to readjust.
What happened to the top of my screen?
Oh no.
Why is it doing this? Well, I wanted to talk about the Borderlands fiasco a little bit. I don't care about Jack Black or Tenacious D. I didn't care about either.
I
of them
used
to
to.
begin with, so they are inconsequential in my life.
Let me just
But,
say this. This was a bad Borderlands movie and just a bad movie overall. But anybody who played Borderlands 3 or knew Tales from the Borderlands saw this coming from a mile away because their writing has been shit. Dog shit for years. And Randy Pitchford, who ran that studio into the ground, who ran that franchise into the ground, was an executive producer on this. And he was the guy who afterwards was out on X saying, give our movie a chance, which is not the way you want to market a film.
No,
I've gone on several rants
True.
about this, so I need to shut up now or I'll be going for 20 more
No.
minutes.
You talk. Get it out of you. Get it out. Don't do the 20-minute version, but get it out. Get it out. Share your
Get it
truth.
all
Share
out.
your truth, Beard.
I don't have my thoughts in order. It took me 24 hours to write like a 3-paragraph review on this because it was just so dumb. I kept going around in circles of the stupidity of it. The casting is all wrong. Everybody's too old. They rewrote key characters' backstories to basically fit the ages of the characters they had there and to create unnecessary drama that was felt completely manufactured. And okay, so I'm going to try to stop doing the comparing it to a game because we say a movie needs to stand on its own. You don't need to have to do the homework to enjoy it. Doesn't matter. It's
sometimes
terribly written. It's if you took the worst of the most falling flattest Guardians of the Galaxy jokes, dipped them in dog shit, and then left them in a hot car for 6 weeks. They're that bad. Nothing lands. Nothing's funny. The characters are uninteresting. The main character, Lilith, what's her face? I can't remember. I don't care. I'm in a rage mode right now.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
No, we'll get to that.
Preach, brother, beard, preach.
Kate Blanchett?
Kate Blanchett?
Yeah.
Justify.
Great actress. Terrible for this role. Her character, the entire movie, is basically hating everything and everyone around her. And it's not like a kind of a cheeky, fun, charming way, like maybe Snake Plissken. No, it comes off as like when women try to be stoic men. It's just bitchy and cold. And Jamie Lee Curtis's Tannis might as well have not been there. She contributed nothing, absolutely nothing to the film. It was only a plot point. And that's also Kevin Hart. He was only a plot point for a manufactured fake out for an emotional moment that wasn't emotional at all because they didn't build up any love for the characters. Other than that, he was an outlet for Lilith's like hate and ire. That's the only reason he was there. And the bad guy, uncharismatic, unlikable. Bad guys need to be likable. That's a reason people like Hans Gruber as a bad guy. But this guy, he's just bland, and his story is basically man want power, man bad, corporations bad. The end. I'm done.
Yikes.
I love this quote from the writer. Critics, or takes aim at critics, claims most have never created a single things in their lives that they're proud of, and the rest are just straight up bigots. That's always good. As we've noted many times in the past, blaming your audience for your failures as a filmmaker, comic book writer, video game maker, musician, author, Stephen King, is a straight up way of blame shifting. It's you are not capable of taking on your own failure, so you have to blame shift to the audience who is pointing out your fucking failure as a creator.
And that quote you just read is actually from a Borderlands 3 co-writer, the third game in the series. And that's when the writing was so atrocious. The game is fantastic otherwise. Gunplay is great, movement's great, everything else, design is great. But the writing is so bad. If I go back and play it, I turn all the dialogue down to 0. And I turn subtitles off. I don't need, and I skip every cutscene because I don't need to see them make all the dudes into bumbling idiots and kill off all the characters that they like to be substituted the most annoying characters they had written to that point. But that's the state of the game, and that's why going into this movie, I knew what to expect, and it was actually less woke than I expected. It was just typically expectantly woke, which is just bland now. So
well, in
really
the modern era,
is the writing.
I'm usually surprised when it's not woke or has at least some woke elements. So like when you get a movie that is actually a good product, you're like, fuck, that was a good product. So, but most of the time, 99% of the time, you're at least expecting, let's call it 3 to 5 jabs of fucking woke. More than that, it's largely unwatchable. Less than that, and you're just happy that it didn't happen.
And I didn't say I was finished, but I will finish with paraphrasing one quote from a brilliant reviewer that I read recently. I wrote this. The Borderlands movie feels like basically a cheap 45-minute Nickelodeon made-for-TV movie that somebody stretched out to an hour and a half and slapped a Borderlands sticker on.
Wow,
it's stupid. It is. They don't know if it's there for kids or for adults, and so they've made a product that's for neither.
And for me, much like that fucking one with the girl who looks like she has fetal alcohol syndrome.
Last of Us.
So we all want Last of Us. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I never played the game for that either, but by and large, I did like the series with a couple of episodes that were very jarring. Where's the guac? I don't fucking know where the guac is. Why are people asking me this? So we'll move on to our next topic. But but like I said, the Last of Us show for me as a person who didn't play the game was largely enjoyable. Like I said, with the exception of a couple like, what the fuck are you doing? Episodes. So this is I'm not going to watch Borderlands. There's no reason for me to watch Borderlands because
I wouldn't even tell people to steal it. It's not worth the time. You don't get your time back.
So this is a quick one, but that's Nos. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you for bringing that up. I still have my my commercial that I made for that. I thought it was pretty good. I find this interesting.
I don't.
We talked about it a little bit over on my friend John, the Creative Blue Guys channel on Monday. So Tron Ares, most of you have forgotten there was a second Tron film. I believe it was called Legacy,
It was hard.
which may or may not even reside in the faintest parts of your memory. So Tron Ares, the music is by Nine Inch Nails. I think I like Nine Inch Nails. I like the they haven't really produced
The
anything
music
in a
is
long
going to
time.
be the best thing about the movie, I suspect.
And it may be. I like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Now, usually, if they're doing a soundtrack, and they've done a lot of soundtracks, it is Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. It's not Nine Inch Nails, because if it's just a background music-y stuff, which they've done in many, many, many movies, it's those two guys. They've never done a soundtrack as Nine Inch Nails. So I don't know what to expect out of this. I'm hoping it's cool.
Well, I'm
like I said, even if that's the coolest part of the music, if I get a good soundtrack out of it, I'm down with that. I didn't like Kill Bill, but I like the soundtrack.
Well, I'm going to look it up, but the question is Nine Inch Nails doing a score or are they doing a soundtrack? There's a difference,
True.
Yeah. Now, Nine Inch Nails, for me, is just a wannabe. It's just a wannabe. Is a wannabe Ministry. So I can't stand Nine Inch Nails.
I like Nine Inch Nails way better than I like Ministry. I don't prefer Ministry. Ministry,
well, you're wrong.
I think has a couple of good songs. For me, they're just too jarring. It's just not my bag. Although Nine Inch Nails has some jarring stuff too, but it's not Ministry. Like I said, I just don't. Ministry has a place, but I'm not going to sit and listen to a Ministry album. I can listen to songs from Ministry, but
yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
Great album.
Which one, Joker?
Great album.
That's
Psalm
the one that had
69
New World Order on it, right? That's the New World Order album.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I know these
Great
things.
album.
I was like, I'm not versed in the stuff. I just like what I like. And actually, in that song was a really cool song. I mean, that's probably a lot of people like me. That may have been their introduction to Ministry.
Okay, so
Ross is right.
it says that they're doing an actual
Yeah, that's not wrong. Nas is not wrong.
Which one? I don't know. There's is Sammy
No.
okay? He's sullen.
Nas is latest one.
Pouty?
No, my wife was just texting me. That's all. She's not feeling good.
Although I think that's funny too.
Roman, I did a little quick Google foo. It says they're doing an actual score, so not like maybe a bunch of songs, but an actual score.
okay.
I want to get that on a T-shirt so bad. Your favorite band sucks.
I mean, that just could be people typing stuff. I have no idea what the difference between the two is, but we'll have to see,
That's
obviously.
true. Well, it
Right.
says score on here. I mean, this is on Dark Horizons, which is one of my kind of go-to
Yeah, Dark Horizons is pretty good.
sites for
Now-
info about things that are
this-
coming up. And again, this isn't like a long topic kind of thing. I thought it was just interesting that
No.
not.
I agree.
Well, that's like that fucking Ben Affleck and the pretty blonde girl where she fakes her death movie.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. Thank you.
Girl.
So they did the soundtrack for that as well. Interesting.
Right.
That Hell or High
personally-
Water movie, same kind of thing. But go ahead, Joker.
I personally think the best score soundtrack just for me was Queen of the Day, which the score was done by Jonathan Davis.
Yeah.
And goodbye.
That was great.
Well, it was done by a whole bunch
Well,
of
no,
people, but he
that
did
was
the
a-
voiceover for the movie.
to be technical, that's the soundtrack that, like, with all the different songs. Like the score
Right.
would be without the words of what they just played melodious.
Right in the background,
he
there's
also
a lot of
scored it, too.
violins and right.
We lost Mando
scored
again
that.
for those of you who didn't realize.
That's
that
really
the only
great.
girl on the
And the
panel
one-
was that-
The one from The Crow is great.
Yeah.
And then you had well, my all-time favorite movie score is Conan the Barbarian. So
Yeah, agreed.
Oh,
great
that's
one.
fucking
Yeah,
brilliant.
great one.
Yeah, 100% agree. That is.
Yeah.
I got to go see that. It might have been 2 years ago now. The Fathom events put that back in the theaters.
Right.
And me and my Matt the drummer went to see that. Man, it was
Oh.
that's one of the movies that such worthwhile going back because I was too little when it came out to see it in theaters, or I was young. Yes, sir.
Have
Lots of
you ever
timpani
watched
work in
these?
that.
Have you ever watched some of these things where people go to like a big concert theater or whatever, and they'll be playing the movie, and they'll have an orchestra playing the score as the movie's going. Oh, amazing!
Yeah, they
Absolutely
just
amazing.
did that in San Diego for Star Wars. Down.
Oh,
at-
nice.
I myself didn't go because I don't leave my house very much unless I have to now because I fucking hate people. So,
Good
but
reason.
it's just one of those things. I realize that's another thing I realized about myself. Dempsey and I were having a little conversation before. The many things I'm just realizing about myself. It's like it's getting older is a little bit weird. The way I look at hobbies and social functions. So our Zax is here. Hello, Zax. Always good to see you out there, my friend. Mando, you're back. Back the great returning Mando. What?
I don't even
This
know.
stream-
On the
I
hood of a
don't-
moving vehicle.
Oh, he's
I
talking
don't
about
know what
freedom
that's about.
I don't
writers.
even know.
Mando, you just need to
Okay.
just switch your logo for this entire night. Just don't bother with the camera and just bring up the "Where in the World is Untamed Mando" because we never know where you go. when you
Probably
disappear.
best. Probably best.
There you go.
This,
Ego.
this is a movie. Ego. Hello, sir. Ego, if you're bored, I do have room. Just let me know if you want to get in. You're certainly welcome. Like I said, I got some room. So you're always welcome here, my friend. I know you're coming on next week, and you can get too much Roman, folks. That has been. I'm missing so many words in my vocabulary since I got older. Let's look at this. So Saturday Night Live, which is now a flaming shit pile in a toilet which is broken, used to be very funny. Now, Jason Reitman, who Ivan Reitman's son, who has done some okay stuff, is doing a movie about the 90 minutes leading up to the first episode of Saturday Night Live. I think this looks fun. I hope, a lot of movies like this, they add certain events to make them funnier or more interesting or whatever. But the potential for this is pretty cool.
There's no chance in hell this is going to be well. Jason Reitman, okay. Wait, I'll put that. Since he did do a halfway decent Ghostbusters Afterlife, this could not suck. You know what I mean? Like it could be okay. So
right. I mean, the cast looks very decent. This is kind of I think it's well, and what I like about it is it's not a part 2 or a redo. Now it's not a completely original thing, but it's almost more of a bioc kind of. Yes, Joker. Is it because I can't speak
Saturday
anymore? Is that what it is?
No. It's fine. I can't speak either. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So Saturday Night Live, as I said earlier, talk about an example of more coke, less woke. Saturday Night Live.
Right. Yeah.
You're right. Yes. Yes,
And-
America's 2001, and welcome to the show. Thank you for filling in the words that are no longer.
By the way, guys, I have a little interesting tidbit related to Saturday Night Live for you. So you all know, I mean, you guys, those of older that watched older Saturday Night Live when it was good, but also most of those skits before 1990 probably would never be made today, like never.
Oh, fuck no.
So there's a programming language called Python, and one of the dudes on that team, he's like a legendary computer programmer with a lot of experience. He liked on social media an old Saturday Night Live clip, like from 1975 or 80 or whatever, and just because he liked it, they fired him from the team for being like going against their woke agenda.
Wow.
That is yes,
Knots, you are so
Norm
true.
Macdonald
Knots, you are
was
so true.
was the
Yeah.
and, how about that, OJ?
Yeah,
Norm
I was just saying.
I
was just
agree
saying.
with that, but
Breaking
he was the
news
last
from
one.
California.
He was the last
Breaking
one.
news from California. Murder is
all-
now legal in California.
Yeah. I don't think most of them gave a fuck
Lord.
prior to that era.
Now, my favorite Norm line. Hillary Clinton has decided to leave the presidential campaign trail, citing wanting to spend time with family and doing what she loves best, killing people.
Yeah, he always gave it to Hillary. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And then
You like
there's
that one,
this.
Beard?
Because she loves to lie.
She is never leaving, folks. She is never leaving, and this
She's
this
never
just
leaving.
confirms that. When you get the big win, that's how you know she is never
Okay, you know what, guys?
fucking
Okay, so
leaving.
so Roman, are you saying that when you're going to
Wait a
make
minute.
us when you're going to make us watch Skeleton Crew, we should all praise it
Oh.
like it is the
no,
greatest
you're
thing
not.
ever.
Yeah,
and then
you're
she'll
right,
leave.
Joker. You're right.
Yeah.
We all got to go to that movie, buy a Blu-rays of it, make it the best Star Wars film of all time, and then she'll leave us.
Get her out.
Smart.
Get her
Yeah,
out, folks.
yeah, well,
It's-
yeah.
Power
It's
is
great.
in your hands.
You know what,
my friend.
Kathleen? We're gonna put it right here, right on the fridge, so everyone can see it.
Yeah, right. No, what would happen is they'd be like, "Oh, well, she made a bunch of money. Let's keep her."
No, yeah, no, that's of course.
No,
Yeah,
she's never leaving. She is never leaving, folks.
Right.
It's just never gonna happen.
Unless someone drops a house from Kansas.
True.
Right.
No, I love John Candy, but he was Canadian, and that's why he died.
Yeah,
So
I know.
here we have
Wow.
from
Dang.
fucking Disney and something that I hate. Fucking Incredibles 3. I liked Incredibles. I even liked
Why?
Incredibles 2. Here's the fucking problem.
those
And how
films.
many fucking times have we had this conversation? Make something new for the love of God. Which only can be followed up by their talk of making fucking Frozen 3 and Frozen fucking 4. Frozen 3 has been delayed to 2027. Okay. But good news, a fourth one might be on the way.
Yeah. That's some George R.R. Martin level, not finishing your thing and moving on to something else.
I will say this about the.
No,
I will say this-
R2,
You are
my
a summer child.
my brain froze, R2.
I will say
Dempsey?
this about. I will say this about the. I will say this about the Incredibles. To date, it is the best Fantastic Four film of all time.
I will
He's
disagree.
right.
I can accept that.
You say
With the exception,
Roger Corman's-
of the Roger Corman. There we go. Of the Roger Corman.
Roger
Yeah,
Corman's
Roger
Fantastic Four is still the best Fantastic Four film of all
No,
time.
I don't know what Kingdom Hearts is, Nas. Which is
Video
a
game.
But
Anybody
Dempsey,
on the
Video game.
panel?
for Dempsey,
Okay.
you are a summer child, Dempsey. Martin isn't even in the top 10 of famous sci-fi and fantasy authors who like spend decades trying to finish series. Like
Yeah, he's just current.
yeah, he's just maybe
Right,
the current
so
most
just most
famous
recent.
one for the public, right? But I have a ton of books like David Gerald's. I think he's 80. He's still trying to do book 6 of a great science fiction called The War Against the Couture. David Gerald's a Star Trek TV writer for those who don't know.
Yeah.
And you know he's still working on it. He's not like so like there's other sci-fi and fantasy writers who 10 years later, 12 years later, oh, here's book 6 finally. It's like
Weird ass final. And so Disney characters and weird ass Final Fantasy characters. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
I don't know
don't
I
worry,
don't know what any of
Oh,
those.
he
no,
does
no.
Kingdom Hearts.
Even people who like those games can barely explain the storyline to you. It's so
Yeah,
convoluted.
they're
So
like that's
Oh,
episode
accepted.
2.5.
by the way, if you all want to see
so
something
I-
funny, go to YouTube, Conan O'Brien, George R.R. Martin clips, and Conan did a bunch of spoofs on what George R.R. Martin was doing. We have a camera on George R.R. Martin's house, so we can see him actually writing the next book. And they would go there and they show Big Martin doing flips into the pool. and-
Yeah. all the trampoline and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Mika,
you know.
we got a mouse in the house.
Oh,
We got a
where's the
mouse.
mouse? Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse?
Everybody
Squeak! Hello,
Squeak,
Miss
they
Mouse.
called me on the
Always-
bottom. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Not a top.
That's where she
this is
likes
what
you.
happens when
That's where she likes you,
Mando's on
Mando.
her own. So
No,
do you want to say
she wants to be
hello?
the bottom. Excuse you.
We
Well,
have
Mando-
all of our
Mando-
Twitter watchers out there. So thank you for hanging out
Mando.
with us tonight, Twitter friends,
Yes.
and our friends on YouTube. We got over 30 live viewers right now, and
Nice.
we appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Then there's this,
And
which
Mando?
is not good. Also
Mando.
not
Yes.
good.
You're on the
yes,
bottom
Joker?
because you're
Ugh.
Mando.
So
You
why?
are on the bottom because you're part of the foundation.
So
You.
Roman-
I'm cool with this now.
And, oh my God, that Mando, he just accidentally did another Naruto reference, like when I called you Root, and the foundation is Danzo's organization that he trains the Root people in, the knee. Anyway,
Because that was my plan the whole time.
Yeah, because Joker, you're awesome even when you don't know you're being awesome. There you go.
So I can't show this trailer because we will get a copyright strike.
Right.
Because Disney is hitting everybody who is showing
Roman
their stuff right now.
We talked about this movie last year. Like, remember when it first came out and it was going to be horrible because they were not dwarves and all that, and then the Daily Wire was doing like a correct adaptation, and then we actually looked at like art. They were going to use AI to erase all the film except Ziegler and Gal Gadot to basically like realistically animate like actual looking dwarves and stuff in it and attempt to fix the film. Remember, this film's been gesticulating for like 3-4 years now.
Fucking time.
And then
yet
now she comes out and slightly had to go political here because Gal Gadot is
hold on. I already got it loaded up, buddy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about it. Yeah, but this was so her.
So Gal Gadot, I mean, in Israel, everyone is served by law. Like, there's no option about that, right? So I'm not saying she was the man, like an awesome. She had to serve, but she did serve honorably and all that, right? So, and she's and obviously she's incredibly beautiful, and she's a good, decent actress, not a great actress, right? But obviously she's pro-Israel, right? Ziegler's one of these crazy Hollywood lefties, and is basically like Free Palestine. And reportedly behind the scenes, Ziegler has been like slamming Gal Gadot for being like a genocidal Jewish person and like all sorts of crazy stuff. And Disney supposedly someone in Disney is like, and this is a rumor I saw 3 days ago. It was floating on Twitter. It was like someone saying it was one of we all have links or whatever. And it was like someone inside Disney is trying to get her to shut up and she won't.
Right.
Weird.
Yeah, if her name had been Gina Carano, she'd have got fired for that.
Yeah. So what they should do is use AI to erase Rachel Ziegler from the film.
Right.
So
and then get an actress. With all due respect to Rachel Ziegler, who's halfway decent looking. Okay, Snow White's supposed to make the queen not look average. Right. And no offense to Rachel Ziegler, isn't even like if Gal Gadot is, let's say she's a 9, Ziegler's like a 4 compared to Gal Gadot. Okay, the woman's a legit supermodel, and we know what she looks like from Wonder Woman, so we know. It's like, that, and they've done this multiple times. Do you remember Snow White and the Huntsman with which was halfway decent because of Chris Hemsworth? They picked the girl from Twilight.
Yeah,
and they put her, and she's supposed to look better than Charlize Theron as the Wicked Queen. How that's not? I mean, not that Kristen whatever is bad looking, but compared to Charlize Theron when she was 30 or 35 years old or whatever, that's crazy. Yeah. It's like they don't read source material.
Reading source material.
Yeah, I know.
There's that. So I wonder if Roman, if you're up on stuff I've heard from stuff we've been hearing from Chris Gore, who has friends inside of Disney and whatnot. While the rest of the company is doubling down on the woke, granted, some of the projects that are out that are already in the can, they're going to come out no matter what. Kevin Feige has cleaned house at Marvel because he wants to make the money, and the experiment of Phase 4 and Stage 5 apparently, which we all knew wouldn't work. He's realized, okay, this doesn't work. So if you believe Chris Gore, there may be some good news coming out of Marvel in the next couple of years.
And I have something on that too. So you remember this Daredevil show they're doing, right? And when we first heard about it, like a year ago, they did it, and then he had it scrapped because it was all woke garbage. And then fast forward to a joke, because he started firing these woke people like between 6 months and a year ago. So that might have been what the final straw for him. And said, wait a minute, and then he fired, and then and Daredevil's like the first post woke Fahey project, so that it kind of fits with the timeline, And one more thing that loosely relates to Star Wars and Marvel. About 3 years ago, Fahey said to someone in an interview he would like the job running Lucasfilm. So,
no. Lucasfilm needs to be.
I mean, he can't do any worse.
It needs to be.
Don't say that, Mando.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you can never say
Lucasfilm,
that.
Well,
Lucasfilm needs to be shut down, gutted for 10 years. Put it on ice for about
Yeah, I 100%
Put it in the
agree with
Disney
that.
vault. Right. Shut the door. Yeah. I would agree.
So this is some positive stuff regarding Daredevil. Speaking of the upcoming program, I don't know what the fuck's going on my screen here. I apologize for that. I don't know why Bounding into Comics is getting cut in half. But so you had
Probably
Charlie
your ad
Cox was
blocker.
actually catching up on classic Daredevil, and John Bernthal talking about training with Thomas Jane, which I thought was kind of interesting.
That's fine.
I like Thomas Jane. His
Right.
that movie wasn't fantastic, but I do like Thomas Jane.
I am still concerned about this. I'm still a little concerned about this because I don't think Disney is capable of accurately depicting a Frank Miller run. Of
Yeah,
any
this
kind.
this article, this story, to give this the 2-second version of it, basically involves what's her face Karen getting addicted to heroin by the Kingpin, being turned into a porn movie star / prostitute, and then he used and of course of the heroin, she leaks his identity to the Kingpin, and that's when Daredevil collapses and becomes and all that. And Born Again is kind of the follow up to that. Like, so are they going to do it or not? I don't know, but we'll see.
It's kind of dark. Wow.
And
It's Frank Miller.
I'll just interrupt real quick. Roman, your Bounding into Comics page looked like it was zoomed in a little bit. If you zoom it out, it
Oh,
will
is that
make
what
the
it
text
is?
smaller, but that top bar should get smaller as well.
Oh, there. Yeah, it's not as. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with it, just in general, though.
I didn't know
Weird.
if you
Okay,
had
so
any
yeah,
other ones that
I'll
you're
add
going
it
to
back
pull up.
on.
So, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to discuss the article, but it's still just cut in half on my fucking screen,
Yeah,
and I
they've
don't
got-
know why that is.
I
Every time I
think
bring
there's-
it up, it's
I think there's probably an ad up there that's being blocked. Otherwise, it would be a banner.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Your ad
Oh.
blockers probably got something to do with
I
it.
don't know how to fix that either.
Don't worry about it.
but-
You're better off without.
Anyway, and 2.
It will be an ad for the remastering of The Fifth Element.
Oh, Steven Ransom. Oh God, that's just watch True Blood, sir.
These were so Daredevil did go through some major changes because they were talking about a lot. They had cut Foggy and Karen out,
Right.
and then the backlash was pretty heavy, so they brought them back. At least in
They were halfway done.
Well, you can't do this story without Karen. You can't.
So, just in
No.
general, whatever story they're doing aside, and I think I said this on After the Weekend on Saturday when we talked about this a little bit, was the Daredevil Netflix show was great at the start, less so towards the end. Punisher was great, but at the
I
time
liked
that was
season
happening, I mean, I didn't mind season 2. I didn't go back for season 3 for Daredevil or whatever.
I actually
don't
liked
remember.
season 3. I didn't like season 2 of Punisher though. I thought that was.
But yeah, the thing
It
here
was
to
season 2,
remember
right? I'm
is
not hallucinating.
the thing to remember here though is that Feige wasn't running the Marvel TV shows at the time. I forget the
No, that
guy's
was
name,
Jeff
but that
Lowe.
had been pushed. Yeah, that had been
Jeff
pushed.
Lowe.
Yeah, had been pushed off to him, and basically Feige didn't want to have because originally there was going to be crossover between the TV universes and the movie universe. That's why you saw like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reference the aftermath of Thor 2 and things like that. But then they started fading away from that because they were getting pushed aside from the MCU and what Feige was doing. So everybody who says, oh, look, they're bringing these actors back, I don't care. The people who ran the show are not the people who are going to run the new show. So
Marvel,
it might be good. I hope it's good, but I have my doubts.
When Ike Perlmutter like merged into Disney, Marvel Movies was separated from Marvel TV, right? So Fahey ran Marvel Movies, so to speak. The Netflix TV shows came from Marvel TV, which was Ike Perlmutter. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came from Marvel Movies, which was Fahey.
Correct.
Then what happened is
Correct.
They merged Marvel TV back into Marvel Movies, and Fahey canceled the Netflix universe basically after that.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't remember all the details because I don't follow the behind the scenes like you do, you guys do. But I did know that there was a disconnect there. So just because they're redoing these actors doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Then there's this.
I'm gonna turn my monitor off. Let me know when this is off the screen.
God damn it.
I was
Still haven't watched it, and I won't.
no, don't. We got past or we got to about episode 3. And that's as far
I
as
have
we
no-
got.
It gets a little better after
It was-
episode 5.
I cannot. Okay, I'm going to say something, and this is going to sound horrible. When I started watching the program and the scenes with Barbara were in them, I thought there was something wrong with the lighting. I'm like, why are they doing that? That's weird. I didn't realize they had race swapped her until I was like, oh my God, they fucking race, because she still got red hair. And it just like, it was very bizarre. And then it's like, oh,
And
then they race swapped Jim Gordon, of course.
Mhm.
And then they made Penguin abroad, voiced by Minnie Driver, who I like from some random 90s movie.
As long as it's not a white guy, right?
All that aside, I liked.
Well,
I'll give you something I did like about it. I liked the voice actor they had doing Batman, but it's not
Ackles?
worth watching. Bruce Timm, who I love. I mean, he brought all of these great characters to life with the animated series, Justice League, all of the shows, has taken a giant dump on his own legacy with a show that people who don't like comics are very much enjoying, or people who like modern comics are very much enjoying, I guess. But regular folks who loved either comic books or loved the original Bruce Timm series are not going to enjoy this. It is impossible to do so. Also, for what the Alfred's fat, which I found very strange. I was like, why is Alfred fucking fat?
You mean
I just
Pennyworth.
remember. I mean, I just remember your post where you gave a quote from someone who said that they did these changes because Batman needed a better set of villains. And I'm like,
yes, that's right.
Me?
Yeah, that's this. Yeah, Bruce Timm
Ridiculous.
said this.
Okay, so
what?
So
Batman
okay,
has some of the greatest villains ever.
if they're going to
Including
gender
me.
swap, if they're going to gender swap Penguin, right? Are they going to gender swap Poison Ivy, whose literal gimmick is using our powers to grape men and kill them? Are we going to have a male Poison Ivy graping women and killing them? Is that
Go for it.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is, you know what? Don't give a bullshit answer like this. Say you made a choice. You made choices with Batman the animated series. That's how we got wonderful things like Mr. Freeze's backstory, you know, stuff like that. But don't, when you're asked about it, don't for the first time like panic and go, well, Batman doesn't have any good villains. It was like it's like they didn't know what they wanted from this series. You know, it was like, and you know what? If you're gonna gender swap a character, good. Make it look like the character. Make it look like the people who would actually be bitching and calling for more representation. Make them just a fat, frumpy, hook-nosed piece of shit character. Right. Great. Well, let it reflect all these people.
And Sammy, did you watch it at all? Did you bother?
I watched the whole thing.
So one of the other problems I have with this Penguin character is she was so
supposed to be a sex symbol.
Yes, because there's like, let me be the next one, Penguin.
No, don't get me wrong. Disgusting. Minnie Driver did her job. She understood the assignment, but no, it wasn't. No, I guess they did like them thicker back then. I had a bigger problem with them going, it's in the 40s. And it was like, okay, if it's in the 40s, you have like lesbians openly kissing, and you have
I forgot about that. I didn't get that far.
Black female hotshot defense attorney, which all of this could be fine if you actually sat down and did some writing for it. So like if you wanted Montoya and Harley Quinn to like be an item, have them like kissing in back alleys and stuff, or like having like a secret relationship because they're going to be shunned if they, you know, do it in public, because that's how it would have been in the 40s. If you want to make Commissioner Gordon black, he needs to do something like, I don't know, save the mayor in front of the city, where they go like, well, it's a publicity stunt, but like we have to promote him. It's not like he just got there. It was like, I don't have a problem with these things. The 1940s has a problem with these things.
Well, remember though,
right?
they're trying
like
to
the
retcon
19...
history. They're trying to retcon history
Yes.
such that
Yeah.
we're only homophobic now, and people were gay all the time in history.
No, it's bullshit. I was like, you're doing things 20 years before the civil rights movement, and you're doing things 40 years before the like gay rights movement. It doesn't make sense. And even though like I know their first argument's gonna be like, well, you got a guy jumping off of buildings dressed as a bat, and I was like, that being said, that character was actually around in the 40s. So, okay, it was like they didn't have any of that shit. So if you're saying you're going back to your roots, this is jarring. And you could have done it and you could have had all those things, but instead you just got lazy and shoehorned it in there, and everybody's going to be offended by it. They did do some decent things in this show. They didn't do enough to cover this bullshit. Barbara Gordon in the first episode was like insufferable. The way that she was handled, like the whole thing, like don't call me sweetie, and it was like that's not how they would have talked in the 40s. They would have slapped you on the ass and been like, all right, now go give me a cup of coffee, toots. Like that's not
what I do.
That's not how that would have been handled, and it's a shame because I thought the art looked good. The promo art was just off the fucking hook. And they dropped the ball, and it's really unfortunate. And I really did like the Joker tease. I thought Clayface was handled really, really cool. There was a couple things. Gentleman Ghost got an insanely good episode, but it doesn't matter because every time you show Montoya or Harley Quinn, it just takes you out of it. And I know they race swapped Harley Quinn because they saw the last name Quinn, and they were like, which that isn't even her fucking last name. It's Quinzel. And they were like, well, Quinn could be an Asian name. We'll just do that. And it's like, it comes across as laziness. And I feel like you're more than likely going to offend the people that you're trying to appease.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
We won't. Well, that was good. That was good. At least we won't be getting season 2 anytime soon, which I am grateful for. So, Sammy, I couldn't get through it. I stopped watching it because I was so fucking irritated with the first 3 episodes. And I'm a guy who generally
you didn't like the Clayface episode.
Was he in the first 3?
I'm pretty sure he was.
I don't think I was even
sure episode 3.
Or maybe I was drinking. Doesn't matter. I didn't fucking like it either way. But
it's all good, man.
I every single change that they made, I found very unappealing as a fan of Batman. I don't like them changing up lore, and I've talked about that in great detail on previous shows. I don't need to go into it again. But that's why I didn't like this show. I thought the animation looked cool, and I was excited about it. But then, as soon as it started, I became real unhappy with it real fucking fast. So
you know what? And they did this in the Batman too. I don't like when Bruce Wayne or Batman is just a fucking dickhead to Alfred. I was like, that dude like raised you after your parents were murdered. You would have some semblance of affection for this person. Like,
my problem with the
family because of loose associations. He's part of the Bat family because that's Bruce's family. That's his surrogate family.
Yeah, exactly.
His surrogate children.
Yeah, right.
He wouldn't refer to him as Pennyworth.
Batgirl's his surrogate child too, which made that one movie extra creepy. So yeah, they just can't handle it properly. It's all there, written out, easy, and they can't do it.
Right. Now, hold on. Before we move on, hold on.
Yes.
Now, I did read that article, and that quote that we were talking about with Batman, it doesn't have good villains. He was talking about the females. And I disagree with what he said, but he was talking about the female.
Talking about the females, Dempsey. They think he misspoke, and I could vaguely give him that, but even that, you have plenty of good female Batman villains.
By the way, Christina Ricci as Catwoman did it for me. I've always had a thing for Christina Ricci. She's got a sexy voice. Me likey, but yeah, I mean there are some highlights, but I really enjoyed like the Joker sting that they did at the end. I know you guys don't care, so I don't care like spoiling it for you. He's in the show for 15 seconds. They're showing him at the end. He's got a bunch of guys tied up, and he's testing out his Joker venom. And finally, like some guy starts writhing. He gets a Rick's grin, and he's like, "Cool." It was like he was like. Field testing it. That was cool. It seemed like they were going to go with kind of like his origins, where he's a very, he's just a serial killer who wants to kill you and leave you with a smile on your face. Excellent way to go if you're going to do that. But if you're going to throw in all this gay shit, it's going to be distracting. And I'm sorry. It didn't cut it. It wasn't a passing grade. And
I will also throw in here, Sammy, this show, unlike Bruce Timm's other projects, is not for kids. While all the other series, everyone could enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Kids and adults could enjoy all the seasons, which is why they were so popular. If it was just made for kids, it wouldn't be great either. But because he wrote it in such a way that adults and kids could enjoy it, that's why all those series were hugely popular.
That's also
ain't gonna have it.
That's also a credit to who was one of the main casting directors at the time. The Warner Brothers. It was Andrea
Romero.
Romano. The Romano.
She sadly has
Great
passed.
casting. Yes, and as much as I can't stand the man in his personal life, I mean, the greatest Joker of all time, right there, is DeMarco Hamill. I mean, that is the definition. I mean, I'm just saying he's kind of an inspiration here.
Right.
I also will say this is like the lowest riz Bruce Wayne I've ever fucking come across. I mean, the guy is a wet blanket, and he
don't
still
know
has
what that word means, but
he just weak sauce. He's not very charismatic. Yeah, and
there is a lot of
kids in your
content
lingo.
out there, and as soon as you get a single sign that something is woke, I just don't waste time with it.
yeah, but
What was the
I
music
kind of
like?
liked what they did with Harvey Dent, where he's kind of a bit of a douchebag, and then like they did a good job with his broken psyche. It doesn't feel like Two-Face. It just feels like fucked up face. It doesn't feel like he's battling anything. He just kind of feels like he's bipolar, where he just has
So is it closer to Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face, where he was basically doing a discount Joker in that one Batman movie?
No, it's kind of like he just has a very low temper threshold. So like he'll after he makes the turn, someone will talk to him, and then and they'll be like, well, it's hard to describe. Where let's just say they're at a restaurant and they're like, he's talking normal, and then all of a sudden the waitress is like, no, we don't have Coke, is Pepsi okay? And he's like, oh, fuck you, I don't want Pepsi. Like, it's just it's jarring. It's not that good.
Wow.
Yikes.
And then later he goes, oh, what's wrong with me? And it's like, dude, half of your fucking face is burnt off. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's stupid. It's really dumb.
Like I said, this is not going to be season 2 is a ways off. Thank God. Maybe I'm completely misreading this series though, but it doesn't have the legs that Batman the Animated Series, all the great series that Bruce Timm did in the past. I mean, he's just another creator who's maybe past his prime.
Well, let me say this about most series that are animated. There was already a season 2 baked in, just because it takes so long to do all this process that they have enough episodes already made for 2 seasons. So a season 2 is it would not.
How many episodes were this?
10.
I don't know. 10.
So how many episodes were in the first series of Batman the Animated Series?
Probably like 30,
26. Like
fucking
26,
a lot.
I think.
Yeah.
So 10 episodes. Fuck off, you weak cocksuckers.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Well,
they can't
though,
do it anymore.
The Batman animated and Superman animated series were aired on like broadcast TV, so they had bigger funding and they needed to fill at least weekly episodes.
Huh.
Another
65. 65.
Another thing too,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was 65.
It's just
yeah.
jarring. Like the things that they do, like they didn't do their homework. Where there's this one part
10.
where they actually had a reporter running around like doing like an on the scene thing where he was like going door to door with a fucking ribbon mic, like interviewing people like for a live broadcast for the news. And I was like, dude, this technology is not going to exist until like after Kennedy gets assassinated. What do you know, it was like that you would have to be running around with like a full film deck in order to record that audio. Like it's like you could have at least fucking Googled it. Like it's not hard. Like there are aspects like he doesn't have the back computer. He's working, you know, in the back cave, and he's got like little maps. It's very low tech. It feels like he's just getting started. That part is cool. And then all of a sudden he'll be like, oh, I need to check this out. Like pull out this bullshit device that like has no business being in the 40s. And you're just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like it's like if you were, because that's all I heard for the show. It's like, oh, they're doing it's gonna be you know, like in the same era as like the Fleischer cartoons. And it was like, and we both everyone knows I love the fucking Fleischer cartoons. I'm all about it.
It's awesome.
Okay. It was like that and the best part about those is those aren't stylized. That's just the era that they were written in. So it was like, if you're gonna compare it to that and then all of a sudden do a whole bunch of fuckery and go like have things that didn't exist in that time period, have people behave the way that they shouldn't in that time period. Like, I just think it's straight up disrespectful, to be honest. And it's not that hard to look into.
Has everyone seen, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm okay with this. Has everyone seen the Blade, well, spoilers. The Wolverine Deadpool thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
The movie? Yes.
Anyone who's wants to see it. So for those of you in the audience who haven't seen it, I myself haven't seen it, but it's impossible to avoid certain things at this point. And I doubt this is going to, you know, that there are peppered through a gazillion different cameos in this movie. This is one of them. But the reason I'm talking about it isn't even because of the cameo. It's because of what's come of the cameo, or what may come. They are talking about, because the Blade movie still is on fucking hold. What's the actor's name? Help me.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Yes, that shit still is not fucking even remotely in works.
Well,
they want
because he's refusing to be cucked.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
For him.
Right.
An old man Blade style movie. I think that would be interesting, weird. Wesley Snipes, it's hard to replace him. But it's even harder to write a Blade movie. But I would love to see a old man Blade, or something that gives him a respectful exit from the franchise. Oh, hey, Jana, good to see you out there.
Hey, Jana.
Yeah. I mean, that would be good. And they won't, because it's Disney, but they could like hit the gas pedal on this.
Well,
do it for a moderate budget and have everything done before they get to their like Secret Wars, and then use that as a chance to switch over to a new Blade, since they're going to be switching everything out anyway.
I will say, if Ryan Reynolds just made a $1 billion movie under his control, he might have the pull to do a Blade movie. Say, look, I just made $1 billion on, you know, so let me do Blade 4. You know, it's like,
I personally do not want to see the Wesley Snipes as Blade again. It's kind of like seeing an old sports team, like an old sports athlete that's past his prime, and it's just kind of like, why are you still here? You should have retired, or an old wrestler that is just in the ring and has no business being there.
I don't know, Joker. Clint Eastwood doing westerns as an elder statesman. He pulled it off. His later movies, when he's in his fucking 90s, but Unforgiven is lauded as one of the great westerns.
Yeah.
Joker, what are you talking about?
Joker's not. It's not his fault. He's insane. Just let him go.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm saying. You can't just write him
Thanks,
off
Sammy.
because he's not ancient.
Oh, I'm just teasing.
But he's,
Right.
he's
Aren't vampires supposed to
I think
stay
it
young?
could work. He's only half. Remember, he's a
Well,
half.
that's true. So he
Daywalker.
does get old then.
Well, in the comics, no, but
Right.
like a movie
But
Blade,
fuck,
they could just
that
say he
doesn't
does.
mean anything anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like old man, like it could go either way. Think about Arnold in the new Terminator movies.
Well, the idea of
That's
old
right,
man is
not
not that he's
horrible.
old. It's not that he's old. It's that he dies at the end. You know, that's the idea of it. You know.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I don't want him
if-
de-aging.
in the comics,
that
Blade
would-
didn't have like powers and stuff until the movie. He was just immune to vampire bites.
Sort of. He had powers, but vampires weren't very powerful. You know what I mean? Like the only powerful vampire at the time of Marvel was Dracula, who was so powerful they had to actually banish him from existence. For
Yeah,
like,
they had to pretty much.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, we've got a couple things left, and then we'll call the evening. So the D23 showcase looks
Yeah.
exactly like you would expect it to look. Fuck this show. I don't know who's excited about this show. We won't be covering this, so I
Oh,
will,
thank God.
spare my panel members of this. We will not fucking touch Agatha all along. It's because I care so little about it. I don't even care enough about it to hate.
Here's a case of woke eating itself. So they all complain about like of minority actors and women and older actors not getting roles. Agatha Harkness is supposed to be like a septuagenarian. Like, so
Yeah.
why can't they get a good older actress to play the actual character? But no, they gotta get a younger,
Mirren.
more
Yeah.
good-looking woman.
Get Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Where they're awesome
I
old
don't
lady
want there to
boobs.
be anybody playing this character because I fucking hated the show that this is the spinoff from. I realize
That's
exists.
granted. No, that's a given, Roman. That's not the point I'm making. It's like they have an opportunity. Like the woke is so woke. It's like screwing itself over. You know what I mean?
Is you can't be woke enough.
Yeah.
I mean, they always eat their
Never
own.
enough. Right.
Brave New World. I don't give a
talk-
fuck about it. I'm not going to see it. Not gonna
Okay,
see
whoa.
it.
Okay,
Sir?
hang on though. But talk about one of the worst marketing ideas because the original title was New World Order, and now they go to Brave New World, and I'm like, that's not an improvement. That's not.
Well,
Yeah.
Brave
you got to
New
remember.
World. Brave New World is a terrifying story.
Well, to us it is Joker, but to these leftists, Brave New World, 1984, The Fountainhead, and all that, they're instruction manuals.
That's a how-to
It's a
manual.
map. It's an
Right.
instruction. It's a map book.
Yeah.
And I mean that literally. For those who have never read Brave New World, they actually depict in the process of normal children's education, they engage in a certain type of play to get them used to that type of play. And lo and behold, the leftists are doing that in real life now with children.
Yeah. I highly I recently reread like 1984 Brave New World and Animal
Yes, I did,
Farm
Jacob.
and stuff, and like it's
Those are warnings.
it's crazy because
not
now we actually
Those are
have the
warnings.
technology to do what those books said was going to happen.
Yep.
Those are warnings, not how-to manuals.
No, and so there's that. I did find this amusing. So they're bringing back the Celestial that was stuck in Earth at the end of Eternals. It's going to be the source of adamantium, which seems like an excuse to bring back the Celestial back and stop people from making jokes about the Eternals, which was so bad they're just ignoring it.
So
Also, if you've been following the stuff,
Do
they are
have
not
an Eternal
in the
making
comics
anything else with Eternals.
adamantium?
In the
Something-
comics,
No, that's stupid. I agree.
in the comics, adamantium was invented in a failed attempt to reproduce the material Captain America's shield is made out of.
Correct.
That's the actual origin of adamantium.
Right.
Born Again, we already talked
And-
about. We don't need to spend any more time on it.
and-
We talked about that before.
Now I
there's that.
keep going back to going back to that Eternals film, and for everything in Phase 4 and Phase 5, how there's never addressed the giant celestial sticking out of the Indian Ocean that has displaced billions of gallons of water, which has just destroyed coastlines around the world. No one
Well, okay.
thinks to
And
bring that up.
it would have offset the balance of the rotation of Earth.
In-
That much
Yes.
mass.
In
That
the
would've
comic,
all
Yes.
kinds of things up.
in
Yeah.
the actual comic that's loosely based on, the Dreaming Celestial is there, but he's in San Francisco Park. He's out of phase with reality. Only the Eternals and some gods or people like Doctor Strange can actually interact with him.
Dude, the Dreaming Celestial
Gotcha.
is burly.
Yeah.
Like real.
But at
burly.
least Ironheart is coming out.
Boo.
Are we watching
Yeah.
You know
that?
what? Good.
So-
Bring it on.
What?
How much
bad
of
they
a
couldn't get
failure
Robert
do
Downey
you
Jr.
expect it to be, and are they going to claim either racism or sexism?
They will.
Yes,
Both.
yes,
Both.
yes.
Yes.
Both. All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
loved
answer's
when I
yes.
found out her name is Riri. I was like,
Yeah.
are you
Re
trolling me?
retarded?
Right.
Oh,
Copa,
Wow.
yes, I know we all miss Shieldwall. He is on
If
a
you
well-deserved
film it,
vacation
no one
for
will
his
come.
birthday,
Oh.
and his
Wow,
gift was
Janet
apparently
Based.
to get away from me.
Well, Riri is
wait,
also
whoa,
derivative of derivative, right?
Going on?
Jana, base take his fuck right there. Wow.
Incorrect.
Actually,
all.
this
Yes,
is
at
this is
all.
of the Empire would agree with you. So
So would
Yeah.
my wife.
anyway,
yeah,
So is mine.
well, things haven't gotten better.
I would too.
and this is and this is because this stuff is already in the can, so it just has to be released. And so again, assuming that what we've heard from Chris Gore is true, we got another couple years of Marvel crap that is just the leftovers, and hopefully going forward, they're going to go back to pleasing a general audience and actually turning a profit.
Let's hope so.
Right. Well,
I
it
mean,
being in the pen, so it needs to be released, sounds like some Pandora's box logic, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, the Batgirl movie, it's not Disney, but the Batgirl movie got destroyed like everything so they could write it off instead of letting it out there and it being a loss.
Well,
as
it
big as
wasn't.
could be.
Luckily,
Now,
it
Disney-
wasn't completed enough to actually have to be
No.
released. You know.
Okay.
Right. And plus,
I mean, but even
and-
if Disney had a movie that was in that same situation, I don't see them doing that because nobody at Disney would ever be able to admit fucking up that badly.
Yeah, I'm
Well, I
still
think
waiting for
between
them to
Brave
release
New World-
Salem's Lot, Warner Brothers, you cowards.
Oh, they still haven't put that on HBO. That's
No.
where it's supposed to get released. That motherfucker still hasn't come out yet.
I don't. I mean,
So I actually, speaking of things that we've asked for, but now we're not asking for, I've heard the rumblings of a live action Atlantis movie.
Oh fuck no!
Yeah.
Why? Oh my
I mean,
god!
To be honest, there goes my camera again. To be honest, people were asking for a live action of this movie. This was one of them that they were like,
Ooh,
yes,
no.
please. And now we're like, don't touch it, please. But yeah, there's like a secret trailer that's out. For Atlantis.
I hate the live action Disney films that are based
And I
on
don't-
the animated features.
Everyone
Fucking hate
does.
them.
and I don't know.
Beard, are you
if this is-
okay?
It's just
and I
that
don't know if
that's
this
just the idea.
Yeah.
and I don't know if this is true or not, but I've also seen something of a remake starring Tom Hiddleston starring in a remake of Labyrinth.
Oh
Oh
God.
Lord, leave it
Yuck.
alone. Well, the Crow, the fucking Crow, still has
Yep.
to be released. It's
Oh,
when is it
next
coming out?
week.
June, I think, right?
Nick,
And
Man.
y'all saw
Next
the
week,
ASMR
Roman.
thing, right?
Wait, what was
Just
that?
heard
You
of
Jim?
saw,
my
the,
picture.
you saw the ASMR thing that they did to promo the Crow, right?
Oh, with Bill Skarsgård and the girl who I don't know who
It's
she is.
so bad.
I didn't watch it. I couldn't touch it because I'm not going to watch the movie. I'm not going to lie. I'm not. I have zero interest in watching.
Who on their
a remake
marketing
of this
team
movie.
even thought for 5 seconds that was a good idea?
Is that worse than the Cats?
Ooh.
Cats for
What,
what's that?
Cats
The Marvels.
play?
The Marvels. You remember how
Oh,
the
Marvel
Marvels
Cats
had the
thing?
cat thing? Yeah.
I didn't watch
Have
that.
you seen it?
I didn't see that.
A
I didn't see
7-hour live stream of just cats.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Flurkins.
Memory. We don't want.
I didn't even. I, don't,
Actually,
I
wait
must have
till I
blocked
get
that out
an
of my
hour
head.
video of just cats. I'm just
So-
saying.
Yeah, but did
Yeah.
it make you want to go watch that movie?
No.
I just think it hits a certain point where they just go, Fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do an ASMR video?
Yeah, that'll
Right.
be $15
How about
million.
Excuse me.
I love The Crow. The original film, The Crow,
Yeah,
to
me
me is
Me too.
It's amazing.
I'll call it a near perfect movie, but I love that movie. And I think anybody who saw the movie back in 94 is what happened to Dempsey. And we're seeing it since.
It went dark.
The performances, the music, the look, everything
soundtrack
about that
was
movie
amazing.
was something
It
incredible.
just worked. It just worked.
I have no desire to see Bill Skarsgård in this role. I like Bill Skarsgård. He's weird. But this, like, I'm looking forward to seeing him in Nosferatu at the end of the year. I think that's going to, not you, Nosferatu. I don't want Bill Skarsgård in you. That would be weird.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, maybe
I don't
maybe
understand.
he experienced that. Don't speak for him.
I don't want. I don't want to see a remake of The Crow. I want to see taking one of the other comic series that are The Crow, whatever, the 15 or so he wrote after.
Right.
Take one of those and make an actual good movie out of it. You know, not the horrible sequels.
Correct.
All the second ones.
I know the Crow sequels were bad. I agree.
There's so
Well,
many
no, the second
iterations
one was
of
okay.
The Crow,
They were horrible.
and they keep going back to Shelley and Eric, and it's like it reflects nothing in that story. I don't even know if it's set in Detroit this time.
Right.
You know, it's been a long time since I've seen my city on
I don't know.
fire.
The only commonality
previews-
are the Skull Cowboy and another background character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the support, the Crow. It was the actual Crow. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and they got like Danny Houston playing. I was like, is he playing Top Dollar? Because he's way too old to be playing Top Dollar. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it didn't look like there were any good heavies at least in the promo. Again, I'm not going to see it, so I don't fucking know. But the promo should make you want to watch a film. That's kind of their fucking job.
Yes.
This did
That's
the
a promo.
exact opposite of that.
Sammy.
So
Sammy doesn't have any knees. He's like
no, he has no knees. He's a man
He's
with
like
no
Davros.
knees.
He's on a cybernetic wheelchair. You know.
So
The
here's,
grandpa
well,
from
I think we
King of
can
the
maybe wrap with this if there's something else we want to throw out there. But
Sam Rose.
I think this may be interesting. It may be terrible. So they're going to do a bio of Anthony Bourdain, whom I loved. And I didn't see the holdovers. I heard it was very good. I'll probably watch it at Christmas because it's a Christmas movie, and I hate watching movies off season. Now, this could be good. It could be terrible. What I at least like about it is it's something new, something not rehashed. And the story of Anthony Bourdain. If you've read it's right in front of me. Isn't it? Where's? Oh yeah. Well, actually, no. The last interview is in front of me right now. I have 3 different Bourdain books.
someone encountering a B&E.
Right?
Who killed Matthew Perry? 5 different people, Jana. 5.
Yeah, Matthew Perry killed Matthew Perry.
Well, ultimately, Matthew Perry did.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
did.
so
I
there-
killed Matthew Perry.
He
I
wasn't a
admit it.
swimmer.
No.
He was a bad swimmer.
Oh,
It wasn't the drugs that killed Matthew Perry.
Assassinate!
I fed him into my paper shredder right next to me.
hello, Miss Sassy. I don't know. I keep hearing it too, Zach. So I just
There's
kind of let it
nothing
go.
to find.
That's how we roll over here. There's a lot of talking and a lot of cabinet humping. There's actually one more thing we can look out real fast because I don't want to spend a lot more time on this kind of stuff, but it's what I got for this week. I lost my train of thoughts. Anyway,
Weird.
so The Last of Us 2, we know that's coming out. That's fine, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But they're also doing a show about dairy, which I thought was kind of interesting. So it's going to be an It sequel or an It prequel
Prequel, yeah.
or prequel, yeah.
Okay, so
it's about milk?
There's
No.
enough lore. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
so-
enough lore to do it. They could
No,
do,
yeah,
like,
in the
Fire
town
at
of
the Black
Derry.
Spot.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows?
So
And then
Derry,
there's that new the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which I think I actually have the preview. It's like a
I'm
7-second
done.
preview. It's not very long.
So
There's a joke. There's a joke there to be had. Where is it?
will this
Oh,
dairy
there's that
series
stupid
be?
Dune show that doesn't look good at all.
No, I don't think the Dune show looks good. I don't know though. I might be surprised by that. I hope that maybe I will be. Here's the thing.
Oh, Cassandra Nova's in this?
So this is based on the Duncan Egg novellas, which are better than most of the books he's ever written, by the way.
I don't care.
Is Game of Thrones going to become too much? Is it going to be one of those things they just keep dropping Game of Thrones? And like House of the Dragon, I'm enjoying, but I don't need 7 fucking different shows based on Game of Thrones, or do I? I don't know the answer.
Okay, there's a lot of lore here. I personally thought that season 2 was lackluster. I thought season 1 was far superior.
I agree.
Season 2 was just kind of a trailer for season 3. Just a variety of topics within the world of pop culture. So that's but there's been talks of a series about Aegon the Conqueror when he comes in. Now, again, with book lore and show lore, you get the basic plot points, but there's a lot of things that are different. Like this season 2, there was a lot of things that happened that folks who knew the book are like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, and that doesn't make sense. So how are they going to tie this up? So we will see. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
I'm still twice shy for Game of Thrones. Like literally, I was all in on Game of Thrones, man, and I was.
I was until,
and then it got completely burned, and I will never give him another chance until he actually finishes that story to redeem himself.
I'm one of those people. Until you finish something, I won't watch or read. And because he hasn't finished the book series that the TV show was based off of, I refuse to watch the TV show. Some people keep saying that I should watch House of Dragons, but I would rather read the books, and I know that the full series itself isn't finished, and I don't bother
Mando,
with that.
I'm not going to judge for you, okay? I've read almost everything Martin's ever written, okay? But I think you're a similar type of reader to me. If you read Blood and Fire and try to watch House of the Dragon, you'll be like me. You'll drop it after 2 episodes because they skip everything. They just skip all the cool,
and that's why one of my pet peeves, and anyone who has been around my channel in any way, shape, form, or fashion knows, if you're going to make something based on something else, if you're going to make a TV show, movie, whatever, based off my camera broke again. Oh, well, if you're going to make a TV show based off a book or a movie based off a book, please honor the book, the source material. We'll give you some leeway, because we understand sometimes book to movie and TV show doesn't always translate well, but you can still honor the source material.
For a show, it's different. I think you got enough time in a show to explore almost everything in a book, and in a movie you don't. In a movie you got 90 minutes, maybe 3 hours, right? Show you've got 10, 12, 20, 50 hours, depending on how popular your stuff is. You got plenty of time. They could have done it, and there's no excuse not to.
Okay. The Peter Jackson's movies, the theatrical ones, are great movies, but I call them average adaptations. Okay,
I agree.
But despite that, he managed to, in just the 2-hour versions of those movies, include more of the books than they did with this TV show in 2 whole seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be like, for those who haven't read, who don't understand, it would be like if they did a TV adaptation of Lord of the Rings. Episode 3, Frodo sets out from Brandybuck, from his house in the Brandybuck, and then next episode, 3 months later, they show him walking into Rivendell. They just skip everything in between. That's what happened in the first 3 or 4 episodes of House of the Dragon. Like, there's supposed to be this big war where Daemon becomes really, like, where he gets a lot of his credit from. We see like 10 seconds of it. You know, it's like, sorry guys, you know, when you enjoy reading something and they make a half-ass adaptation that gets worse as it goes on, as Martin put it, the TV show writers think they're better writers than the people who wrote the books. You know.
Flaccid, you showed up just in time. And on that note, my friends, we are going to wrap for the evening. We covered an awful lot in the amount of time that we did tonight. So I think it's Shieldwall is a talker. Shieldwall is a talker. No, I joke. I kid about my friend who wasn't here because he's not here. That's what you're supposed to do.
None of us hate it when Shieldwall talks. Let's be honest. When Shieldwall talks, everybody listens.
He could be reading the dictionary, and I'd still enjoy listening to him.
The voice of gold. We love our friend Shieldwall.
He's like our own E.F. Hunton.
So let's go around the horn, see what everybody has coming up, and then we will say our adieus. Joker, are you there?
At all.
Joker is not there. Joker has he's just avoiding.
He's busy being attacked by Oswaldo Coppola.
Yeah.
Beard, what do you have coming up, my friend?
Well, first I have to say really quick, I totally forgot when I was ranting about Borderlands, I should have had this up. That's kind of become the thing whenever I start complaining on After the Weekend. It's accurate. It's scarily accurate.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I want to make this simple. I put everything down to a Linktree/Beard of Liberty. It's got my schedule on there and links to all the channels. So Mondays after the weekend, Jacob Ironside on Tuesday, here on Thursdays, Sunday afternoon with Stark of Iron, and most evenings when I feel like it, and if I don't have to deal with a sudden air conditioner leak in the wall, I stream on my channel at Beard of Liberty doing some Fallout London. But yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, but yeah.
Right on. Joker, what do you have coming up, my friend?
Yes. Well, based on a conversation we had on Wednesday Night is Overbooked last night, we'll inspire a video tomorrow morning about the current WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. Next week, you can catch myself and Matt on the aforementioned Wednesday Night is Overbooked, where we will be talking about the top 5 worst WWE entrance themes. Matt is our intrepid judge, and there are a lot of bad entrance themes.
Accepted. I don't understand any of what you just said, but accepted.
You should watch then.
I
That's a
haven't
good point.
watched The Fifth Element yet. Matt, what do you have coming up, my friend?
Well, Wednesday night is overbooked. We'll be talking more of aside from the top 5. We're talking about the lead into
Bash in Berlin.
Bash in Berlin. I want to keep on saying Bash in the Beach. I've been here Bash. Bash in Berlin, which is in Germany. We'll talk a lot of German team wrestlers. Myself also, I'll be doing a preview for AEW All in London, which is in not this weekend but next weekend.
Last show in London too.
Yeah, and that will probably be, at least until WWE goes there next year, the biggest all-time wrestling crowd international. Yep, plenty of great matches. Jacob and I will be reading another Little Golden book tomorrow on the show and posting that. This week we posted the Little Golden book of Bob Ross, which is actually, if you want your kid to know about Bob Ross, it's an excellent child's book to give you his biography.
Love that guy.
All right.
What else? I have one of them recorded, and I've finally got time. I've been set up recording videos. I'll be I gotta give it the background to show these off. Give me a second. Virtual background, none. So I should be recording them Friday night or Saturday morning. I'll be reviewing the 2 Yaira and
nice.
Yep.
Nice.
And then a horror comic series. This is 2 omnibus, 32 issues. It's based on American folklore. So I'll do a review of that. And I'll be recording, finally, I have it planned, to record my review of Sharp Siege, season 4, episode 2, which allowed me finally time to then get to the Hornblower episode 2. You know, we'll be on Roman's channel next week with what, Roman?
We're doing Wolfen next week.
Wolfen. The book is called The Wolfen, and the movie is called Wolfen. Okay, so you all know the difference. If you want to read the book too as well, by Whitley Strieber. And Jacob, we just did the Untouchables this Tuesday, and we'll be doing 310 to Yuma Tuesday coming up on his channel. That's a Western from about 15 years ago, starring Russell Crowe. And then went overbooked. Roman show, Jacob show. Friday afternoon tomorrow with me and Jacob, presuming his internet is less hostile out there. Yeah. So you got to fend off the raccoons, you know.
Season of the raccoon.
And if I can get the money, I will make an anime about Mando and Beard of Liberty, where they can merge into a superpowered Beard of Mando, which is a lion with a flaming fire beard. There you go.
I'm all in.
I don't know if I want to see that. I don't know if I
love it or hate it, but I would watch it. That's for sure.
I would watch the shit out of
I
that.
think we would all.
I don't know if I can come across for like $30 million, but if I had it, I would fund it. It's like,
my God. Oh, Dempsey, what do you have coming up, buddy?
Well, let's see. Next week, we're going to be doing Perfect Blue over on Gooch's channel. That's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. I watched that movie like 8 times in the past 2 weeks. So good. And then I'm going to be going on Ryan Roger Athay's channel every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK. And it used to be reality-based music, but this week it's going to be Roman.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
That's going to be fun. Yep, Roman one-on-one with Ryan. So I won't be on there this coming Sunday. History. That's right. It's going to be fun. That'll be fun. And Ryan just got his channel monetized, so he's got emojis now.
Good.
Dempsey's a musician, guys, as is Roman. You should check all their stuff out. And Sam, aren't you a musician too?
I am a musician. I'm currently working on a solo album.
You should check all their stuff out.
Nice. Links are in the bottom. Links are in the description.
Yes, links for everybody are in the description. Sammy, what do you got coming up, my friend?
Solo.
Well, no, that's going to be a while. But I will be trying to get like a watch in with Stupenzo sometime this weekend, where we do like our Mystery Science Theater thing, and then sometimes I'm on Circle of Jerks with Zax, and then we've been doing that late night with Gooch on Sundays, and then after that we just start the whole week over with like my regular schedule. I now have a regular schedule, so that is great.
Nice.
And before we get to Mando, chat, just so you know, mark your calendars. September 12th.
I have that on my calendar.
Fifth Element stream. That's right, folks. Roman's favorite film is finally going to be showcased. The Fifth Element.
Damn it.
That's right.
All right, we'll do it on the 12th. That's fine. I'm putting it in my phone now.
You said it, huh?
Yeah, you.
Well, we might have to scrap.
This is the hell of your own creation.
I know. That's
right.
I was drunk. Don't let me stream when I'm drunk. You know better than that.
You said
Then
you were sober.
we end up doing the Fifth Element.
Hey, Matt, did you like Harrow County?
I liked it a lot as it went on, especially.
Okay.
It was the first, spoiler for my review, the first, I'll say, 8 issues were good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was a little worried, but then it got really good when they got into the long-term storyline of it.
Cool, because a bunch of people have told me to check it out, and it was like as soon as you said you were reading, I'm buying the 2 omnibuses right now because they're only like one's like $9. And,
yeah, the first one's usually on sale. That's actually why I got it. I was like, wait a minute, half price horror comic? Boom. You know?
Or I could just get the complete one for $137. I think I'll wait.
It's a lot.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But I got so many on back order that I have to read anyway.
I think the complete one is like a hardcover with a lot of other stuff thrown in. So, not saying you should buy it, but
it looks pretty. Oh my God, it's 1,080 pages.
Yeah. Well, it's a 32 issue comic series.
I mean,
As long as everybody enjoys it.
By the way, just to mention,
Mando, what do you have coming up?
oh, sorry, coming up here.
Right now,
Gray!
I think
Gray! Hi, Gray!
Just wanders in like
What's up,
Elliot
Gray?
fucking Ness kicking in the door.
Good
How
to
you
see
doing, brother?
I think so. This Saturday, I think we are throwing the Math Rocks again with the Inside All Day podcast people. If I'm remembering correctly, it is this Saturday. So yeah, and then I'm back in my studio, so hopefully I will be streaming again. Not on fire, and
Not
my
incarcerated.
computer camera stuff will work. I hope.
Lions.
Backup stuff
Well,
is always important. Backup things. Like a backup camera.
Redundancy. 2 is 1.
Well, that's like we have Dempsey and we
Power of
have,
Dear Mando,
Two
you
is
shall
we have
become
beards.
one.
The power of 2.
So
The
all right,
power
so
of 1.
over here at Of the Empire, yes, I'm going to be on with Ryan Raja Athe at 1 Pacific Standard this Sunday. It's going to be weird. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be weird. And then next Thursday, we are going to be covering Wolfen. Now, it's a 1981 horror movie, not werewolves, super smart wolves. I haven't seen it in a really long time. I'm looking forward to actually checking it out. And then
AJ?
it may be about AJ. That's entirely possible, except the wolf isn't a furry. Yes, Mando.
No. Some people like to call me a furry because I like werewolf stories. So
Well, liking a werewolf story is not the same as wearing a werewolf.
True.
There is the difference.
So
So
you're
I want to
keeping
say thank you to our channel, or to our fuck my brain. Thank you to our panel tonight.
Which you can watch
Love you
live
guys
on the OnlyFans page.
every week. And to our chat, a lot of great interactions tonight, folks. So thank you guys for being here. You make it a lot of fun for us. God damn.
someone broke
Gosh,
Joker.
that dog, that's fantastic. So don't be like this guy. Don't be double retarded.
Yeah.
Until next week, be kind.